Boom. Right. I think we're recording. I think.
Habit.
So we've managed to get online again. So we just thought we'd jump on and have a bit of a discussion and a chat and a catch up about where we're going with the season, because clearly we're at the start of the bodybuilding season's past us now. We saw the Scottish shows. We had a great start to the season with Harry's. That little Scottish season's now gone and passed with some great athletes in there. We've got our second show of the season fast approaching. I think with 2 weeks this weekend, isn't it, Helen?
It certainly is. Yeah, so it seems such a long time ago that we were in Scotland, as you say, for Harry's fantastic show. We've got coming up on May the 18th, Masters All Stars and Rising Stars. So that was my idea was to give a platform for absolute beginners where they've never been on stage before. So that's why we call it Rising Star. That gives them an opportunity in a very small competition to get the experience, to be amongst other people, to learn their trade, so to speak, because it's a lot different getting ready and then stepping backstage to step on stage. They're pretty much guaranteed a winning trophy because there's so few people know about the Rising Stars so far. But we've got some entries, so that'll be nice. And then straight after the Rising Star, we'll do the Masters All Stars. And the reason I thought about that one as a particular show is because we want to celebrate people that are of an age that have lived the life, they've competed maybe before, maybe they haven't competed before, but they're in their more senior years with more experience. And it's just to give them a special platform so that they're not necessarily in amongst all the other categories. So they are standalone, that's just masters, but every single masters category. So that's maybe 18th as well. And we've got some really good entries for that.
Yeah. So it's one of our favourite venues in the country, Briley Hill.
Up.
It's in
Nob.
what? Yeah, we love it. It's an ace, but we have been there a lot.
You know,
We must.
I think from me, from memory, um, being in the Midlands, being in that venue, I felt like the crowd was fantastic. It was so loud, so enthusiastic, and it felt really comfortable. And I think the athletes appreciate it as well. It's in the middle of the country as well, so it's easily accessible,
There's really nothing wrong with that venue. There really isn't.
isn't it?
It's over the coffee. If you're
So
watching this, sort the coffee out. I'm bringing my own coffee machine. I've sorted it. It's done.
oh, wow.
Right.
He's
But
on.
no, it is. It's a cracking venue. There's I suppose the only problem getting from backstage into the auditorium, we have to go right the way around, don't you? But but the stage is great. The audience, again, the way they're set up, superb. I mean, we've done a lot of different shows there. Obviously, with the NABRA stuff as well, with the Midland shows. That was the other weekend. And then the first show I ever did with the BPA, which was the Dr. Vic Classic
Yeah, that's when we.
with Bridie Hill as well. It
Yeah.
was, which was it was really fun one to do because I'd done it off the back of the week before and not having been my best, and then walked in, and it was like, again, it's like that familiar environment. It's somewhere and then there was loads of familiar faces from everyone who's competed elsewhere. That was a really good show, that one.
Yes,
Uh,
it's nice and it's friendly. As we've always said,
oh,
we're there for the athletes anyway. If it wasn't for the competitors, there wouldn't be a show. So we just get to know everybody at registration, make it nice and easy for them. We're doing athletes meetings, so we explain what to expect when they go on stage. And they all seem to give us nice reviews, and that's really positive for us. That's what we're about.
again, that's reiterate. We've been a bit slow, in getting some of our media out post Scotland. We've had a few teething issues, haven't we? At the
Yeah.
start of the season, but there is some great content to come. I mean, we did the backstage interviews there, and again, that was the one of the messages that was really reiterated by the athletes, seasoned pros, and people that were just starting out, that they'd had a great day, been really well organised, knew where they were going. any nerves had been.
Credit to the backstage crew as
Oh,
well.
absolutely, yeah.
I've said that from the beginning. I think one of the you can judge, you can be an official, you can have your nice tie on and whatever at the front, but the people that are grafting, that are looking after the athletes to get them from the changing rooms when they don't want to stand up because they're resting their legs or they're eating their sugars or whatever they're doing, to get them on stage on time. And they actually say, right, you've got 40 minutes or 10 minutes before you need to start, warming up to get on stage, and to keep them informed all the way through, which I think again is an absolutely essential part of show day.
Well, if we think about, we've got the rising stars. I mean, it's almost genius when you've got the rising stars going on, and then you've got the masters. So we've got people that are completely, again, that old bunny in headlights, don't know what they're doing, nerves are getting the best of them, and then you've got some of the guys that have been around it ages, and that does help, I think, because you've got just let's calm it down a bit, don't worry about it, just hit that
Just
pose.
saying, oh, can we have a coach backstage? I says, if you're a rising star, if you've never done this before, you can have anybody you want backstage. The idea is to make it nice and comfortable for you. But on the other hand, some people say, I'd rather not have any family or anybody near me because I'm nervous enough without having them around. So it's hitting that happy balance, isn't it? So whatever they want, but yeah, they can have their coaches, they can have their family backstage if they wish, because it's their special day. It's the first time they've ever done, a new experience for them and their family. And it makes sense to the family what they've been themselves of when they haven't been having food and not been going out for family meals and stuff. And the family start to understand, oh, wow, look how fantastic they look. They're on the spotlight on the stage. And it makes sense to the friends and family as well. So, no, I really.
I'm not sure it ever makes sense to friends and family. I'm sure they're like,
Tell
yeah,
you
coming
that.
up.
That
What are you
is so
doing?
true. What are you
What are
doing?
you, uh,
Surely you can have a little bit of mince and dumplings on a little plate. No, that's dumpling.
really want a trophy. Really want a trophy.
Well, the
Um,
thing is, yeah, that's the thing. And to the Rising Stars, pretty much everyone that's entered is guaranteed a trophy because it is just a small event. But I want to keep it in because I think it is a nice one.
I think that's one for us that we know will grow
Yeah,
because, again, was as we are doing, continuously growing, evolving as a federation, making sure we've got new blood coming through while celebrating those old guns.
absolutely.
Those, who've,
People are hearing about us now, and I think it was nice that we got voted top three best bodybuilding organization in the UK at the beginning of the year. That was really nice because that brought more attention to us as well. And it was such a compliment because it was only our second year. So we know that we have got experience on our side, but we haven't reached the masses yet. We haven't reached everybody that we need to come and compete with us.
again, I know it's about demonstrating that we put on a great show, and the athletes have a great time. That's fundamental to everything that we've always spoke about, isn't it? So,
Yeah, I think
um,
it's difficult because there's so many different organizations that competitors can go to. And although it would be nice to compete every Saturday and Sunday, they still have to pick how many shows to do because it is expensive, isn't it? So if we happen to hit on a weekend that somebody else has got a show on and the other people, organizations more well established, they're more likely to go with them than us. But I do believe that we give probably the best value for money. Our
it's
is are second to none. I mean, I put a post up yesterday about the t-shirts and the champions jackets, and I got messages all right. Can I have a champions jacket? I said, yes, if you win. And then how can I buy my t-shirt? And I said, no, they're not to be bought. They're exclusive just for competitors. So you're going to be given one of them when you come to registration. So if you don't compete, you're not getting a t-shirt. So that's special as well, isn't it? They've got a t-shirt with competitor on the back so people can see, oh, look, they've done a competition. And I think that's nice as well.
got a great story with that.
Go
We
on then.
did after we did the Super Show.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was me, Adam Hickey. Obviously, won the overall show. He's a good friend, and Adam came
Enough for him.
yeah, came down with us, but the ironic thing, Adam's cleaned up as he did with bodybuilding last year. Clean up, he's an immense bodybuilder and a super guy, same with his brother. And we were driving back in the evening. And again, we'd had a good day. I got second in, so I was happy with that in the classic show. And I still had my t-shirt on, competitor across the back, covered in sand. Ads is dressed like he does in a check shirt with his
I was going
beard
to
and his
say
hair.
lumberjack, isn't he?
Yeah. He looks like a lumberjack stroke hillbilly stroke,
Yeah.
and he's and this we were stood at Burger King at Oxford Services, and this young lad come up and he went, "If you competed today," and I went, "What? Give it away?" He went, "Oh, I really want to do this. I really want to have a go next year." And he went, "How did you get on?" I went, "I got second." I went, "But I had to point to Adam and go, but he won everything." It was just, but
And he
it's
was loads of money.
that competitor T-shirt. It was just you're like, oh,
But it
bless
doesn't.
them.
I think it's nice because you put all that hard work in and whatever, and you can walk around your gym with competitor on the back, and then it's a conversation for people that maybe have never been to a competition before in the gym, and you start making new friends. It's just like, oh wow, it's like
Absolutely, yeah.
a marathon T-shirt, isn't it? So if you walk into the gym with your London Marathon T-shirt on, people will say, "Oh, did you do that
It,
at the weekend?" What charity did you sponsor? Whatever. But it's a talking point as well.
so as all the athletes get a competitor T-shirt, I mean that's a good thing because I've got some from Upper. The one not every show does it anymore. It used to be sort of fairly standard, didn't it? And
I've always done it for English Grand Prix and for this Masters and whatever. And I
yeah,
obviously
but
if I'm promoting it, I'll try and do the T-shirts and the champions jackets, which I did for the Super Show. I do it for English Grand Prix, which is on the 21st of June. Um, and as I say, these ones. So yeah, you can do them for yours if you.
we'll be doing definitely with 100% getting some T-shirts done for the athletes. We think it's important and for the staff, so everybody knows who's who and what's going on there. Yeah, and it's something that you look back on. It'll sit in a drawer, or you wear, like you say, you wear it to death around the gym when you've just done it, and it'll sit in a drawer, and then a few years later you'll pull it back out. I've still got old ones from shows when I first started competing in kid. Was
It,
that was that?
I think they're really nice to have. So that's why I've continued to do it. So I've done it for the English Grand Prix for the last 11 years, and I think people like wearing them in the gym. So I'll carry on with it.
Well, yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
Oh.
So we've got that 2 week. Obviously, registration's still open for that, right? So if anybody's
Register right up until about 2 days before, I think. I've had a few people saying, "Can I register, 2 days before?" And I've said yes. The only thing we need to do is be able to print the forms and get them to the show so that they can either sign them or whatever, and they get weighed in on show day. So everybody comes to show day anyway. If you wanted to do a second category, you can do that on show day as well. But you can enter everything online, and it's just so much easier for us. Makes registration more efficient. We know how many people we have. We know how many trophies to put out, and all the rest of it.
yeah, just so via the BPA website, go on there, register. You need to become a BPA member. Register for the class or classes that you want to do. We've kept it this year, haven't we, at 2 classes?
Yeah, because we had people in the audience saying, "Oh, we're seeing the same person in four categories," which we didn't mind if that's what they wanted to do, but we can completely understand that it's just a little bit
Uh,
of an overkill.
I
Understand
get it.
being ready for the show and saying, "Oh, well, I can be men's physique, I can be classic, I can be under 80, and I can be this." So
It
it's
was the
not nice saying no to people, but I think if we've got the rule from the start of the season, which we've got now, maximum two categories per show, and that's clear to everybody then. That's a lot, isn't it, still, two categories?
it's enough,
Yeah.
right? Because again, I get when we get to show day, we're in shape, and there's an opportunity to do multiple classes. Really, you should only be winning the one. If you've picked that right class, you know what class you want to be in. You might have an inclination. You might fit something else. I do under 80s classic. I probably fit classic better than I do under 80 kilos. I know I do. But yeah, when you start to get to threes and fours, as again as an audience participant, you're like,
Yeah,
I've seen him. So
and I
let's-
get that. And honestly, we did have it like that the year one. And then year two, the competitors were just saying, "Oh, please can I enter this, please can I enter that." And you think, well, I don't want to say no. And then when you reflect back on it and you get feedback, and as I say, we're always asking for feedback so that we do improve. And I think this is an improvement, just two categories, and that's enough. Yeah.
Well, it's, like I say, it's a continuous evolution of what we do and what we offer, isn't it? We've any other changes that we've made that we've not. I know we've discussed a few bits.
We've had our first fit model enter, which is nice. So there's a young lady entered the English Grand Prix in fit model. So we're looking for more fit models to make it more competitive. And we have
The
altered, sorry,
go on, definition of fit model is for those of us that don't fully
let's say
understand it.
somebody that's going to the gym, looking fit and healthy, very attractive, but doesn't want to go to that next stage of dieting to maybe be as tight as a bikini.
So would I say this is what bikini used to be?
That's exactly
Which,
what it
which
is.
is right,
You
as
know what?
opposed to what a bikini's evolved into.
When it first started, we used to have this discussion because I remember being at the first ever bikini show in the UK judging it, and it was Scott Horton's show in Colchester. So that'll tell you how long ago it was. And these girls walked on stage, and from the criteria that we were told, I think 7 or 8 girls walked on stage, and you could see immediately, for my eye anyway, the winner was clear, and it was Michelle Brannon, and she was like, what was the perfect bikini girl at the time. But if you look at her from then to what it is now,
Yeah.
it's a completely different ball game. And I did say this at the time. Everybody wants to evolve. Everybody wants to get better. So everybody wants to improve. So they're getting better with their nutrition. They're training harder in the gym. They want to get tighter. And I think you have to draw a line at some point. Hence why there's now athletic bikini and athletic figure and trained and toned. But you've still got to have a category and say, right, okay, once they get to this particular condition, too much for bikini. So this is a starting point. So you could class it maybe like a novice, but it's a fitness model category. So they've got to have an air of model about them, if you like.
So again, for the lay person, right, for me, it's that classic bikini look where we've got
Yeah.
a hint of definition. We can see that we train. We're not too in condition and not too hard, and just look stunningly beautiful in a bikini.
What people would normally put on a magazine cover, a health magazine cover, that is an achievable look. Let's call it um
The ideal of beaver body.
best way to describe it is a novice or a beginner starting in the gym and not quite to that level yet. So
Get it. What was the next one before I interrupted?
men's 35 physique.
Oh, men's
Yeah,
physique.
so men's
The
physique
Masters men's physique. Let's
is,
get it right.
yeah. So for years, the bodybuilding age for masters was always 40. So the men's physique was put into that category, but really men's physique is a fitness category, just like the bikini is and body fitness, and they all start at age 35. So we had a discussion, and there was a few guys that are like in the 37, 38, think they're not competitive in the open category, which may or may not be the case. So we thought, right, okay, let's give them equality. So we'll put 35 plus in, see how it goes. And there seems to be a lot of response on that. So there must be quite a lot in the 36, 37, 38 age range that are ready to do a master's category.
Well, look, if that's where you want, I was wounded when I hit the Masters classes. I was like, you're like, I'm over 40. That's it
Not
now.
lying about your age anymore. It's when your age
That's
becomes an advantage, though,
well,
sure.
there's that way I was done. But
The
it was like,
year group, so that's good.
you know, it's bad when it's your 40th birthday and the message you get going, now you can compete in the Masters. That was, well, cheers. Thanks for that.
Yeah, I think it's good. But again, you see, you would still be very competitive in an open class, so there's no reason why masters men's physique plus 35 can't do the open men's physique
Do
category.
it. Well, we know a lot of those guys are
Two
good enough to do it.
categories.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it just splits it out because there's
A bit more even. I think it's fair, isn't it? And we'll just see how it goes. Like everything else, as I say, we can only put on what we think until we get feedback and we'll get the experience of whether it works or not. And it's no big deal. We'll just take it out, add something in. It's something that's easily done for us.
well, the online feedback from the post was positive. So it's we'll have a run and we'll see how it goes, won't we? Was anything else that's fundamental?
Um, I don't think anything at this time being. Obviously, after Masters All Stars, we're all going to Belfast for Stevie Graham's Northern Ireland Grand Prix.
Yes,
Then there's a teeny break, and we're just waiting for the venue for the Impact Classic. I was with Sammy 2 days ago. He was going to send me a video of two theatres to approve of or not. And then there's your show, your first show at the BPA, 21st of August.
31st of August.
We'll all head up the northwest.
Bit.
Yeah,
That's it.
have some
Yeah.
posh coffee.
Posh have some posh coffee. There's always posh coffee around the house. Yeah, but it's the superhuman show.
Ah,
I'm
fabulous. And it's only
it
2 weeks before the British finals, so even better, isn't it? And I've had quite a lot of people saying they'll do that show because it is
of
close.
where it is. Yeah, currently I'm going to really kick on with the promotion of all our shows, as you know we already do. But it's we've had some really good feedback. It's been really positive. I really appreciate that from everybody that knows us. That I'll have a go at that, and even if it's not the first choices, we know it won't be for a lot of athletes. That they're like, we really want to come and have a go and see what you guys are all about. And like again, we do the best trophies in the business. So
Exactly, yeah. And then
there's
we've got the best venue for the British finals as well, with being at the Athena.
the Athena again. I said the venue we've got at Northwich,
Yeah,
which was a weird. It was a. We've been in so many venues over the years with the shows that we've done and the federations we work with, and it was like, how did we never come across this? And it's like how dark it is. I think it's immense. I really do. I think it's the way it works, what's around it, and all the rest. Parking. You can park. It's dead easy. There's loads of parking. It's
okay, I've
50p an hour.
another,
It does. It sounds daft, but it makes a difference.
you having another dig about Dudley.
No, no, seriously, I'm not. No, you can park at Dudley as well. I'm just
Oh,
saying, there's like,
yeah.
we've all been to shows before where you're like, what? Warrington, there's one for
Oh,
you.
yeah, that was really
Because,
difficult because that was that square, wasn't it?
yeah, so Par Hall was obviously on our list of
Yeah,
potentials.
yeah,
With us being Northwest, and it's a great hall. We know it's so much history there.
yeah,
So again, I've stood on that stage a couple of times, and it's like again the heritage, the bodybuilding heritage in Par Hall, pretty speaks for itself.
yeah.
But the parking's terrible. I've got parking ticket. Everybody I know's got a parking ticket from doing the show there.
I was lucky that I was able to park at the front because I was an official, so they brought the barriers up, but I could see that it was a nightmare to park. But yeah,
Kerry used to always just pull his freaking Bentley up and just get out, didn't he? It was just,
KK's here, Kevin Keegan's here.
that's it. They were very positive about it. When we looked round it, they went, "Oh, we do remember that lovely man that ran in for Kerry."
Yeah, lovely man. No, he's
Oh,
a lovely man. He is. Yeah,
he's a super bloke, yeah.
great
So,
Wednesday.
so we've all that to go. I'll say Ireland's looking interesting. As unfortunately, that's one I can't get to. I'm a bit disappointed about that. Yeah, we'll see. You never know what might
We're
happen in
getting
the
a
running.
last minute flight. You never know.
If we can, then we will. But at the moment I'm disappointed not to be able to make it. But we'll see. Yeah, we've this. It feels like we're about to start the real running now, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah. I think there's been quite a big gap from the Scottish show to the next one, but Harry wanted to try his show early on, and I think it did help his show as well. So And he's been to the other ones because his company, Body Fitness Limited, sponsors the NABA Scotland and a few other shows up there. So Harry goes to all the shows as well. So he's knows a lot of the athletes and a lot of the other promoters. So, and as I say, we're not in competition with anybody. We're putting something on. If competitors want to come and compete with us and then go somewhere else, that
That's the whole point. You're in shape, you're in condition. Go and
yeah,
see how you get on in things. So some things fit you and some things don't.
yeah,
We've
better one day than you do the next or whatever.
exactly that. So I think you've again when you've put the time and the work, the sacrifice, the dedication into it, the discipline of getting there. Then why wouldn't you? Why would you limit your options? If there's something on, get on and get it done. If there's one that you've maybe not thought of, and you think that's a couple of weeks before, have a warm up, get out there and, you know, blow the cobwebs off, I think, so to speak. Yeah, we're going to have some fun at Briley Hill.
It'll be fun. Always is.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got a good team and we've got some excellent competitors coming. And we'll see who's going to be on the posters for next year. So we've had some top quality on that Masters poster. So,
That doesn't always get chosen. You can just choose yourself. Oh, I did.
yeah. Well, that's your prerogative. You're putting
Look,
one.
nobody else was going to do it, so
Well,
why
it's the
not?
first one. I'm sure for next year you're going to have your champion on there.
100%. We're 100% doing that.
Let's.
There's well, just go on because we're into season 3,
Yeah.
right? And we've got again with our show coming on. We're always hopefully we'll bring on a couple more as we go into next year. I know we're all in discussions
Like
about that.
in the northeast as well.
And the north, the two I'd love to see us
Most Wales would be nice.
got to be Wales.
Yeah.
I keep trying to coerce is a better word. Got a few of our Welsh friends into looking at that a bit more in depth, and I'll break them down eventually over the course of this year.
Yeah, they're lovely crowds. Thought it was show there. It's always nice and friendly. It's a bit like the northeast as well.
They're a different bunch than Welsh lot. I don't know what they put in the water.
I don't think water.
No, it's not.
I think plenty of pints have had down there to have a good time, don't they? But yeah, I saw I think it was IBFA Matthew Ali's show. It seemed to like have a lot of good guys one as well in the Ronda.
Yeah,
So
I think Grant did that as well. A big Grant, he did that at the weekend. He got second.
Novice. He charged the rag
Yeah, we were on.
35 and 40.
It was had his life for that one, but yeah, those. I think if we can find somewhere for next year with the Welsh, there's some of the best athletes I've seen on the circuit in the last few years have been some of the Welsh lads. There are some top guys out there, girls as well. I mean, the girls will speak for themselves. Wow. And then yeah, we've what keeps you going with it, H? Because you are one of the most driven people in this sport. Because let's call a spade, right? It's quite thankless, really. We know the athletes appreciate what goes on and the shows that go on and all the rest, but there's a lot of investment, there's a lot of time. You've obviously you've took a bit more of a back step now with the gyms and a bit more time out, and you're still ploughing more and more time into building the BPA into.
Do anything, you have to do it with everything you've got. I mean, whatever, I look at any opportunity that we can to get better, to grow, to make the experience on show day better, to get more promoters involved, to get more sponsors involved. And you can't do that by just taking a back seat and sitting around thinking, oh, it's just going to magically happen. You have to put the work in. And I think it's that what I do like to do is say I'm on this with you today. I did a big call with you and Harry and everybody yesterday. I had a meeting with Sammy from Impact the day before. I had a chat with a new supplement company the day before that. So it's like there's something every day, and I've got a list on my phone of things I have to do, which I put ticks on it because I'm going away for a couple of weeks. But my list still has to be done, right down to show insurance. I've got a big banner to put up. I've got to speak to Josh. I've got to speak to Thomas. I've got to get the judges' papers ready. I've got to speak to the sponsors. I've got to sort out the catering. I've got to speak to the guy that puts the stage up. I've got to check with the DJ because I know he from Facebook he's had his stolen. I've got to do a loop for the TV screens. Yeah, I've got to do the loop for the TV screens. I've got to double check the hotel rooms. Like, the list goes on, but if you don't have a list and tick it off, you don't feel you've achieved, do you? So
My list just keep getting
I don't
longer.
write it down. I forget it. So I'm at that age where I've got to write it down. But yeah, there's so much to do. So, I ordered the tiaras beforehand. I got the big banner printed and I've got to get all the judging papers ready, but I
W-
wouldn't do it if I didn't love it.
Has there ever been a moment since you set out on this little mission? It's not really not a little mission either. It's a big mission where
Well,
you've gone.
definitely not a little mission. I thought it might.
No, it's definitely not. Have you ever gone? What am I doing?
Every now and again, especially at the Super Show, I thought, what is this about? It was just like, wow. It was quite a heavy thing to take on to bring people from European countries to judge and pick them up at airports and make sure that they were settled, to make sure all the competitors were happy. But you sit down and you're with your team and you say, wow, we did all right, didn't we? So in the moment, you think, I'm pulling my hair out here because I'm standing there and it's Helen, 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 Helen. But as you say, there's got to be a center point for people to talk to. So that's me at the moment. But all of our team are being trained to be able to do every job. So that makes things a lot easier for me, to know that somebody else has been given a job to own it and I don't have to think about it.
Good management, that Helen. Good management.
I think some of it's by luck.
Well, I don't know if it's luck. It's just good judgment. I would call it at that point. So
Let's hope so. I think we've managed to find a team that all get on together. They're all doing it for the right reasons because we all love what we do and we've all been part of it before, competitive wise. And we've been in it a long time and seen what's worked, what doesn't work. But things have changed since our very first started 30 odd years ago. We just move with the times and change when we need to. And I think that's the secret. If you're stuck with that one idea and this is how it works and this is how it always works, you'll never improve. You've
no,
open to suggestions. Uh,
you've always reiterated this to athletes. We always want to hear the feedback, good, bad, or ugly. Tell us what you're thinking. Always, it's great when we get, well, as we do, a lot of positive feedback. Something that, because we're not perfect either, it doesn't always go to plan.
no, no.
Yeah, 99% of the time we'll know about it, and we'll be doing something to improve it, but we still want to hear about it and see what the viewpoint
All
is.
we can do is try, do our best, and if it works for everybody, great. If we get more competitors on board, great. If it doesn't, we have to rethink things. But always, always, I'd rather somebody say, "Oh, I didn't like this, I didn't like this," so then we can look at it and change it, rather than think, "Oh, I'll go back there again."
Yeah, but that's the last thing you want. It's like
Yeah.
you want to feel like you've been fairly judged and
But once
fairly
we
placed.
get five-star review, don't we? That's what.
That's it. Google review, five
If
stars,
you get a one
perfect.
star, we need to know why have you given us a 1 star? What can we do to change? And before that will come on, please, all
And you can't just say give me first place.
you didn't give me first place, I've given you 1 star.
That's it.
Well, we can ignore that one, but yeah.
Uh,
Well, as
Any
the judges are very, very, very experienced. We'll have a judges meeting before every show to make sure everybody's on the same page, that they understand the criteria. If anybody's got any questions or queries at that point, or they may have an athlete that they've got some involvement with, they would say at that point and would take them off the panel. So yeah, it's all very fair.
I think this. So for anybody that's either been on the fence or not thought about it, with thinking about jumping on, then Rising Stars 2 weeks time.
Masters
Go on
of
the website, register.
Yeah.
Masters, us old boys, or
Girls.
more mature ladies. And then again, just jump on, register anything. But we update the site regularly with changes of information. I think all the class criteria are bang up to date now with the changes that we've made.
Yeah. Yeah, Nicola gets on. I mean, you went through the website as a new pair of eyes and
Mm.
made some comments, gave them straight to Harry and Nicola, and pretty much
Just done the next day.
day
Yeah, hang on it.
they were on it. Definitely looks good. Actually, on the laptop it looks better, doesn't it?
He always seems to stand out better on a
Yeah,
desktop, but again, we'll keep pushing and changing and
yeah.
evolving and making things a bit better.
Stuff on YouTube soon as well.
We've got some great. Again, this will go out tonight, and then I'm going to start pushing out the backstage interviews. Now we're onto a bank holiday weekend, and I'm away. So whether I get that out today, tomorrow, even, or if it happens Tuesday, I'm not sure. Probably it might just be Tuesday, just for continuity, where we get one out every day. Then over the next, I think there's 10, and there's some fantastic characters in that. And it shows what we caught backstage. So I'm looking forward to people seeing that.
I didn't see any of that, so that'll be good.
Yeah, this is good. I'll say. Of course, I'm going to say it's good because I did it. No, no, it was. I love doing that stuff. I do. And those just catching that athlete moment after they've been on.
So,
There's an awkward moment between me and Barry Cunliffe, which
oh,
is
oh, right,
not.
okay.
It's,
We'll see. We'll see what.
I'm gonna leave it.
Uh,
Not awkward between us, but I had to go. Oh, I've got to explain something now, and I don't know if I thought it was comical.
okay,
Anyway,
we'll have a look.
any closing segments, because I know you've got masters to do, and I'm going to
Yeah.
edit some
Uh,
bits.
no, no, just thank you for the chat, and let's get more people involved. Look out on the social media if you like what you see. Have a try at one of the shows, and we'll look forward to meeting you there.
Anybody's got any questions? I know you're always great at responding. I mean, maybe not so. But if you've got anything you're unsure of, or you want to know a bit more of, you're more than welcome to reach out to any of the team. They'll point you in the right direction or try and answer any queries.
Yeah,
That's what we're here for. And I've got Steve on next week, Tuesday, talking about the Irish show and the origins of that, and we're going to talk about the changes we've made to Classic as well there in
good.
our class.
We'll
Uh,
wag about that.
Indeed, H, it's always a pleasure,
Absolutely.
and I will
You have
speak
a
to
couple
you
of say?
in the next couple of days.
Yeah, yeah.
I've enjoyed the rest of your day, and we'll see you all soon.